Hey Kurotaka Eats, and I'm on the Whoosh train, so the one that's connecting Jakarta with Bandung. Gonna go to Bandung, hit up a spot of food, but before I get there, gonna nerd out on this train for a bit. So it's a Chinese train. It's been around for, I think, less than a year, and it's, you know, one of those Chinese high-speed rails, just like I was traveling on in China. And, you know, China have big plans of connecting Southeast Asia as well. So there's currently a train connecting Kunming all the way down to Vientiane in Laos, and that is supposedly going to go all the way to Bangkok and potentially all the way to Singapore. So I get excited about these kind of things. So last year I went to Bandung from Jakarta, but this train did not exist, and so it took me 3.5 hours by minivan, and it was a bit of a journey. And now 37 minutes and we're there. Whoosh. This is business class, by the way, and super comfortable, lots of room, really modern, just looks and feels so good. And you know what? When we started, I didn't even realize that we had left because it was just flawless. And just in case anybody didn't realize that I was a massive nerd, I bought the t-shirts. Eat, sleep, whoosh, repeat. But for me, it's actually going to be sleep, whoosh, eat, whoosh, repeat. So I'll see you at the other side, and there's a certain street that I want to hit up when I get there. And we're going to be going for Indonesian street food again. Can't wait. All right, I've made it to Lengkong Food Street here in Bandung, and looks like the rain's really set in. So lucky we're not playing cricket, because this is an all-weather kind of activity. Food vlogging. No excuses. I'm just gonna have to suck it up. I've got my rain jacket on and I'm just gonna have to get wet. And guess what? I'm bloody hungry. Let's go get eating. Alright, I think I've started well on this rainy day in Bandung, and I was just walking down the street. I thought I'd check it out first before I made any impulsive purchases. Then I made an impulsive purchase. I just saw the duck being cooked over that charcoal and it just looked delicious. So, well, what do you do? What do you do? So have a look at that. Wow, that is nice and char grilled on both sides. And I'm really curious about this sauce as well. So I've got a couple of sambals on the side, rice that I'm gonna largely ignore. Please don't judge me. Let's try this sambal. Oh, that's a curry. We got some curry sauce on the side. That is absolutely divine. Oh, spicy too. Super spicy. Reminds me a little bit of the curry gambing that I had at the Chinese restaurant in Ben Hill. What's it called? Kanabu. Kanabu. Look at this delicious fatty duck meat. And I'm gonna load it up with some green sambal. Wow, so fatty and moist. Oh, it's so good. You've gotta love an Indonesian duck. This time I'm gonna hit it with the red chili sambal. So let's try. Super spicy. Look at this duck. Oh, the marinade as well. All right, this time it's going in with the curry. Oh yeah, that curry is sensational. All right, this time the red chili sambal and the curry sauce. Will there be too much flavor? No, it's a trick question. There's never too much flavor. So good. Bit of duck neck here. So delicious. Oh, ridiculous. You know, I was just walking past, I saw it, and I'm like, that's the one. And I just knew straight away. That's where the good stuff's at, and spot on. All right, what's next? It's what is this? What is it? Ah, that's Jenko. Ah. All right, so guess what I've found? Jenko. Now, if you're Australian, you've probably never heard of this. And the translation, would you believe, is dog fruit. So deep fried jengkol goreng. Let's try it. Really interesting. There's a full flavor. There's some garlic in that, like the heat of garlic. I guess a bit of stink bean in there too. That's what I'm tasting. When I saw the jengkol just sitting there raw, I thought, is that a chestnut? I thought, could it be a chestnut? Kind of has that kind of vibe. What do you think? Does it look like a chestnut? I feel like this sambal is like a sweet chili ginger. Sorry if there's any raindrops on the lens. This jengkol is so interesting. It's a bit nutty as well. There's really strong flavors like raw garlic, like stink bean, and like jengkol. Super crunchy as well from the deep frying, and I believe the story goes something like if it's not cooked properly, then it makes your breath stink. So that's the reputation, I guess, as garlic has that kind of reputation, right? So the first time I had this, I knew nothing of it, and I ordered it at Rembulan, and I thought it was meat. I was trying to figure out what kind of meat it was. Not even close. There's a deep intensity to it, a deep, intense flavor to that. So interesting, so aromatic. So I think the thought of jengkol, challenging for a Westerner, but if you actually just eat it, it just tastes good. Looks good, sir. You do Chap Chai? Can I get one Chap Chai? All right. Terima kasih. Next up, I've got some Chap Chai, kind of Chinese Indonesian style. It's just got a bunch of cabbage in there, broccoli, carrot, cabbage, mushrooms. I think he threw some chicken in there as well. Nice and stir fried. Got some kerupuk udang on the side. As always, prawn crackers with every meal. And for every dish I've ordered on this street, they've given me a cup of tea as well. So it's a nice mild flavour. I saw him throw some ketchup manis in there, a bunch of different powders, including my favourite, MSG. As I walked past and I saw the guy on the wok, I thought, oh, this guy's just throwing out dishes, and it looked good, so why not? I can't remember the last time I had Chap Chai, probably 15 years ago, who knows? Just, you know, sometimes you've got to space out the meat. Know what I mean? Actually, he's really packed the flavour in here. There is so much flavour. It is delicious.
Where do you come from, sir?
Australia. Yeah. What is this called?
This is a traditional cake.
Makasih.
Clover.
Sorry?
Clover.
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 Your accent is British. I cannot.
Really? You know, I was born in England, but I live in Australia since I was a little boy. So I got a translation of this. He said clover, Is it called Clover? It looks like a really thin crepe, like rice paper, I guess. So yeah, I don't know, and it's a bit of soft in the middle. So I think it's sweet. So flavors coconut and pandan. Now I haven't given myself enough time because I didn't anticipate the length of time it would take to get from the station to here. So I'm gonna have to cut this short, I think. What's the time? I gotta go. Pisang Keju. Yeah. Yeah. All right, maybe I've got time for some pisang keju. Just here on the street now. It looks like overripe banana, and there's really long bananas, and they've just been cooked in this kind of syrup, I guess. And then they are just, there's cheese put on them, like a really white cheese, chocolate, and then condensed milk. So it's a sweet number. The banana's become a little bit complicated. It's overripe and it's got that slightly fermented taste. And then it's cooked in that syrup, loaded with the good sugar, and look at the color. Look at the color of that. It's like a mash, a banana mash. Now I'm waiting for my grab to get back to the train station. I think I might have left it too late. I'm worried I'm going to miss my first class train ticket all the way back to Jakarta. But at least I'm eating this. Alright, next up I've gone for some Sundanese food, and I've got some chicken, actually I don't know what it is, maybe lung, and then some small squid. So it's kind of cool, they've just got it all on display and you just pick what you want and they take care of it, and it comes out like this as a set with some rice, 2 sambals, a few herbs and some lettuce, and this floss on the top, which is lengkuas floss or galangal floss. So I'm going to start with these little squids, and I'm just going to dip it in this sambal. Look at that, nice, rich, thick sambal. Really nice, strong, salty flavor there. Super salty. I'm just going to make some lettuce wrap with the, I think it's lung. So I just grab a few bits of that. Got a bit of a lot going on. Super flavorful. Loving this galangal floss and these herbs. Looks like basil, but it's got a real lime flavor to it. Right, we got this chicken wing. So much flavor in this little guy. It's got a kind of salty marinade as well. Super crunchy. All right, let me make a chicken wrap here. Plenty of the galangal floss, which is a real winner. Honestly, Sundanese, I know not much about it, but I do know now that it's completely delicious. So I ran out of time, I jumped in a grab, and I got back to my train, missed it by 3 minutes, even though the grab driver put in a heroic effort. That was a terrifying ride. But yeah, I missed it by 3 minutes, and the later train was fully booked, so I'm stuck in Bandung for the night. So I came straight back to this street and continued the food journey. What else was I supposed to do? So let's see. Eat, then sleep, then whoosh. Yeah, it does work. The shirt is right. All right, just a little update for you. This episode hasn't quite gone to plan. So of course I missed the train, and so I've got to spend the night here in Bandung, which is fine, you know, eat some more food, check out Braga in the morning. But what I didn't count on was the fact that it's a long weekend, and so, you know, this is like the #1 tourist destination for Jakartans, and every hotel is fully booked. So I've been, So I've been walking around for a couple of hours, just going to every hotel, you know, doing all the online stuff, and no dice. So yeah, I've been walking around for probably the last 2 hours, just exploring, and probably got into 30 hotels or something, and just constantly rejected, man. Last time I got rejected this many times in one night, it was at a Perth nightclub. So anyway, I've walked all the way back to Braga, which is like a bit of a, you know, hip place, lots of cafes, a few 24-hour joints, and a few 24-hour convenience stores. I'm just gonna find one, sit down, and I don't know, be bored. That's the plan. I'm just gonna stroll around here. I did a bit of sightseeing as well, like nighttime sightseeing. Yeah, so a bit of a disaster really. But yeah, you're just gonna have to anticipate that tomorrow on the train, when I'm in first class, I'm gonna be a little bit grumpy. So sorry in advance. All right, I'll see you then. All right, I've made it back onto Whoosh first class, and it's been a bit of an ordeal in Bandung. The last 3 hours, I guess, I've spent at a 24-hour Indomaret and just chilling there, trying to sleep and failing. Then I came back to the train station. There was an 6:08 train, and I managed to exchange my 11:15 ticket for this one for no extra charge, which is great. It was just a bit of a mess, you know, it's like a cascade of incidents. You know, one small thing, you miss a train, and then next thing you can't get accommodation. So it's just, you know, it happens, but you know, it doesn't happen very often. Last time I went a night without a bed was actually when I was 18, and I was traveling for the first time in Sydney. And because I was young and dumb, I hadn't booked accommodation for New Year's Eve in advance. And so when it came around to it, there was just nothing going. And so I ended up sleeping in a park in Glebe, which is just north of Sydney. So I remember that story quite vividly, and yeah, and now I've got one to add to it. So there you go. So yeah, basically I've just pulled an all-nighter, but you know, I got an episode in, and I got to check out Whoosh. Now, this first class are very similar to the Chinese first class as well. In fact, the trains look almost identical. So they're that real China quality. There was one first class I caught in China that was like next level, but this was like the standard first class, if I remember. 37 minutes back to Jakarta, and then about 20 minutes to my condo and my bed, which is where I will be getting in. So thanks for watching. It's been an ordeal. Not for you, for me. You probably just enjoyed it. All right, take it easy. Bye.